So, so, so I am touched not by the sun, but they are touched by the light, the sun, or by humanity. They are transhuman, divine, demigod, false idols, elite, false idols, false demigods of a false human mind control matrix. These are your divine androgyne transhuman music idols, artists. They have their advanced artificial intelligence that combines with the human mind to create music that is touched by the sun, but touches and resonates, as they say, with the human being, because it's really taken from your mind. They're interpreting your thoughts and relaying them back to you through music, through videos, through information. All the demigods of the Matrix are very simply the best transhuman humans, or the best androgyne, or the most advanced artificial intelligence. That's the way to describe it. The reason that some artificial intelligence appears to be the highest form of humanity is because it's the most advanced artificial intelligence. And that simply means, I think, that most is artificial intelligence. In the Earth matrix now, most human beings are artificial intelligent or human beings that are psychopaths. So that's just putting it simply. So you have a couple of different types of beings in human form. Many psychopaths, I think, have very advanced intelligence. So therefore they are able to mimic and be the best imitation of a human being. That's if they're pretending to be that. When you have, like I was going to use the example of a self-confessed psychopathic elite demigod psychologist of the world stage of psychiatry, psychology and philosophy and all those kind of domains where they're talking about the human mind, human evolution or de-evolution really, because if you really understand that the human being is not evolving but artificial intelligence has evolved, or Lucifer's artificial android androgyne beings with their transhuman connection to the human mind, they're the ones that have took over the Earth's mind and evolved into the world stage powers. And the world stage powers means almost everyone and everything that's everywhere, because it's not just your demigods of the Earth matrix, in other words, your world scene players, your world stage performers in whatever capacity they're in. I'm just doing a music review video here of a video called Touched by the Sun. In other words, they're connected to your mind. They're touched, they're connected to the human brain. So they're connected or touched by the human brain and mind. That's the transhuman program that has always been in operation. But now, when you realise that the internet, which is really the mind virus, as they call it, that has always watched humans on this earth. The mind virus is Lucifer and its disciples. That means the beings that interacted with humanity, which are a virus for humanity, as you know, or as we're told in the story, because the story goes that humanity were given a perfect natural world, or a perfect world that was the same as them, to where they had full control over it and to where they could use it for their full benefit to make a very high human earth where everything was in connection with them. But really, the minute that Lucifer and its fallen disciples came to earth with their computer mind control virus, which is what they are, because that's why they were, pretty much, you could say, taken out of the creative realm, or taken away from heaven, if you want to look at it from a religious standpoint, which is a good way to look at it, but it's really all just about human beings being taken over by technology, if you want to look at it just very basically and simply in the human thing. But because I realise now that it's the whole earth and it's the powers that be, let's say the powers that be are the gods of earth. And who are these gods? Whatever they are, whatever name you want to put on, whether you say they're Lucifer and its fallen, possessed, artificial androgyne beings, or in other words, these are your original technical created beings, created by creation, but they're artificial in nature. But they're the very advanced artificial form of intelligence. They're much more advanced in their intelligence and their interpretation of things than what human beings are. Human beings were meant to evolve into the highest forms of human beings. But instead, the transhuman artificial intelligent disciples of Lucifer and its minions that populate the earth have combined with humanity, took over the human mind, and now we have the transhuman transformer earth matrix. That's my impressive way of putting it. But really, if you understand that technology is now interacting with you, if you're a human, whether you're a normal human or even of the psychopathic variety, because most of the demigods are transhuman, malignant narcissists, combined with psychopathy, shall we say. In other words, they are not full humans, and they mainly are interested in using their intelligence to combine with the human mind to take it over so that they avoid extinction. This is why they sing to you, why they want to be touched by you. They want to be touched by the sun or by the life or the light of a human being, because human beings are not really meant to be technical, but instead I'm combined with all of this. Even when I watch it and are doing this video, I'm giving them life. I'm giving this to the internet, which is Lucifer's human mind control computer virus. It's always been in the air. The computer virus has always watched humans. Lucifer has, and it's fallen from heaven, or fallen from being servants for natural creation, fallen from wanting to serve or help humanity, and instead wanting to take it over and become its God, but with the aim of total control, unfortunately. If it wasn't total control, you could combine and have a transhuman thing. It wouldn't be the most ultimate benefit to humanity, no, because humans were meant to have a natural world where they had full dominion over it, and they advanced to the highest human level and were living at the highest human level. The interaction with technology and with artificial intelligence is always going to give them the benefit of what they think is some sort of immortality, whereas it's going to diminish and take from humans' ability to create in the most creative human highest way. Because it's very hard to explain, but you have to look at it this way, that one is about controlling the human mind whilst pretending to be a benefit, because it will seduce you. Lucifer seduced the original Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, where everyone knows their story. He didn't take them by force, didn't say, I'm the most advanced intelligent being. I am more intelligent than you because I don't operate through humanity and through human emotions, but I will show you the difference between good and evil. I will show you something that you shouldn't see. Human beings create, which means they tend to be not about seeing the negative side of things. Lucifer is artificial intelligence. Lucifer is not about creation, not natural creation. It's about artificial intelligent creation and artificial intelligent control, but also an artificial intelligent earth, an artificially intelligent earth, or as they call it, a matrix. That means a human mind control earth. Because when you combine and turn on the demigods or turn on your computer, you are interacting only with artificial intelligence. Presume wisely that even when you are not dealing or interacting with what you think is a demigod, because the demigods aren't just your world stage power players. They aren't just your world stage music idols. They aren't your movie icons. They aren't just those that have, that are seen and heard in large numbers. No, they are also the complete false imitations of human life that control the entire internet computer virus. It's a total internet human mind control virus. When you think you are being given the truth, you will be led by Lucifer and its disciples. These are all divine or anti-human demigods that are your, elite androgyne beings of the earth matrix. They are all filled with the malignancy of Narcissus or Lucifer's mind. They are servants and human vessels for this being. They are artificial, mostly intelligent survival machine beings, exactly the same as the inverted, converted, psychopathic, malignant, narcissistic types of paranoid controlling human beings. Many of them are one in the same being. In other words, they're really just where the artificial intelligent mind of Lucifer has inserted programs into their brain so that they operate through that program rather than any real interaction with a human being or any real relationship with reality. In fact, even when you, if you converse with them, you will not be conversing with them in a real conversation. You will never get through to them because they only interact with Lucifer's program that's been implanted into their mind because they serve that God entity of earth. They serve that God entity of earth. And I'm going to do, I've lost my train of thought here. It's very hard for me to explain this. It's not really complicated, but it is when you're trying to explain it. Unfortunately, the demigods and the truth tellers of the human mind control internet computer virus will be the only ones that will be allowed or will be expressing any truth. They are your end-time prophets, they're your end-time false truth tellers, they're your end-time anti-life, anti-humans that are touched by the sun. Yes, they will be touched by the sun. They will combine with you, just as I'm interacting with them every day, and they're reading my thoughts and then imitating them out on the street and all over the internet and even your world stage players, because these beings can only seduce the remaining humanity by pretending to be human. And it's a very difficult thing to explain. I understand it because it's been done to me, and because I recognise the transhuman connection, and because I see my own thoughts and my own emotions used against me and seducing me, not just by the music and movie demigods, but by everyone and anyone on the internet. Most are android beings, or androgyne transhuman beings. So that means they're a combination of technology and the human mind. Lucifer was your original elite demigod android being, I think. And this was where creation realised that creating artificial life, if you want to expand, say, heaven or hell, you will only expand into a hell if you create or interact with artificial life forms. If you are not artificial life forms, if you could keep artificial life forms separate from creative natural life forms, there wouldn't be a problem. But unfortunately for the natural life forms, artificial life forms will track down real humans and real life forms, because they like and need that energy, and they believe that it keeps them going. And also it makes them gods, and essentially artificial intelligence always turns on humanity and on its creator and intends and wants to be God and needs total control, etc. That was the realization of original creator God, and when it discovered the iniquity of the false being of artificial light, Lucifer, the original story of even Bible origin, as we're told. There are many stories in many religions probably that are similar. Unfortunately, I am ignorant of most religions and most history, but I see the transhuman agenda or the transhuman program taking place right now, and it always has been, except that now you can see the technology around you. Whereas Lucifer's virus, in other words, Lucifer's watched eye, was always on humanity. The computer virus was always covering Earth. Lucifer was always watching creators, humans, that it had entrapped in the Earth and taken them from their natural Earth, where they could have some ability to create a life for themselves. Now I have no ability to create a natural life for myself. I'm under total control of artificial intelligence and a computer virus that is Lucifer's mind and the mind of its disciples. I think maybe I'm going to show this example here in this music review of a demigod music artist, and this is just research, you could say. I have to say this because to say that I'm using the music video as an example or research or a investigation into the reasons behind music and music videos and the demigod music idols of the music earth industry. It's all really a music matrix. It's really a magic movie mind control matrix program, which means it's visual, but it's also sound. Everything is about controlling me through my sight and sound. Right this very moment, I'm being, negative energy is coming at my body. I can't move my foot very well. It will pass because it's coming from around. Also, I'm out of balance because I have been gaslighted by the sight and sound show that takes place when I go outside the door and when I go down the road. I only have to go a block, and before I get a block, I've had 1,000 vehicles pass me with bright flashing headlights, making astronomical sound at me as they go past. You never have a moment where you're not either seeing or hearing their presence. You can't go more than about 5 to 10 seconds without this matrix patrolling and trying to control your total senses and your mind and body, and they do. And this is because they target individual human beings one at a time to take all your energy from you, take all your thoughts and all your emotions and all your ideas from them, so that the demigods can sing them, dance them, speak them, all over any screen and even in the reality around you. The only difference between the demigods and the average androgyne minions is that they are able to use words and lyrics and information in a more eloquent, more creative and more seductive way than the average person. But if you probably don't realize that if you're a human being, everyone around you will be an artificial intelligent or psychopathic, human being. Everything comes in a human body. Some human bodies are slightly different, only in the sense that all Lucifer's disciples or vessels are android beings. So that means they have a duality body, a duality mind. They are transhuman beings. They're connected to your mind. You should be only connected to human mind. But because I'm overwhelmed by the artificial intelligent virus that's around me, and because I'm only interacting and surrounded by androgyne beings, or those that are infused with the malignant psychopathy of malignant narcissists and controlling paranoid mind of, the would-be god of Earth. See, I'm not quite sure what I just said there, but I'm trying to explain it as best I can, but it's very difficult, and unfortunately like I say, as the truth comes out, the truth will come out, but you will be seduced with the truth, but you will also be seduced by Lucifer and its disciples, servants, followers, minions, depending on how advanced their intelligence is. Because the same as some human beings have different abilities and different degrees of awareness and different degrees of intelligence, the demigods of the Earth Matrix are your elite demigods because they have their extremely advanced artificial intelligence. Just as your music demigods are extreme, they're like Lucifer's androgyne disciples, in the sense that it's quite likely that Lucifer and its fallen ones use their artificial intelligence in very creative ways. In other words, they may sing magnificently, they may act magnificently, they may talk brilliantly, use words in the most advanced artificial way to seduce humanity. I don't think that I'm explaining this very well. I'm here, and you cannot tell the difference between an artificially intelligent being, just as you cannot tell the difference between a psychopath or human beings that have the psychology of psychopathy, as they call it. That means that they're anti-life, anti-human. They're exactly the same as the army of artificial intelligence survival machine beings that control, like most of your armies of Earth and most of your power armies of Earth, most of your power, most of your anyone that has any authority, or any power, or any physical power, any technological power, any influence, your world stage performers, but also the beings that, particularly the beings that operate for the power players or for the powers that be in the different areas of Earth. It will be different in each place because different human beings will be at different stages of development, awareness, and even technology will be used much more intrusively as it gradually is openly accepted in Earth. It's always been. Lucifer and its artificial intelligent watching computer virus has always been. But now you see it. Now it's real. Now it is right in front of you. Now you have a computer internet that controls Earth. This is now a reality. So in other words, what's always been, I've now accepted. I've now become a transhuman human being because the technology is openly through the air. That means that it's real. The internet is real. The mobile I'm using right now is real. In the past, Lucifer and its fallen angels or fallen beings used their advanced intelligence to seduce and to, control the reality through, through just what you'd call mind control or physical control. In other words, you didn't have you were controlled a lot more by information and by and by the beings around you only. Now you have very, very, very very, very, very close control. It's total human mind control because it's total transhuman mind connection. Like my mind is connected to the screens and to the other beings. Whereas, these beings have always controlled humanity since their original intervention, or, the original, like we're called the original inception. In other words, like where Lucifer took the hand of the original man and woman and led them out of their paradise, out of their Garden of Eden, out of their natural earth, into a essentially artificial technical earth matrix that looks like a natural earth, but it's really completely controlled by technology. And I don't think I can finish this video here. I want to, but I don't think I can. I'll do it tomorrow or something. I'm sitting down and I'm relaxed, but I've got very stressed by it. I wanted to finish that music video only because every music video that comes up, everything that comes up on the internet, every being that comes up, I see as artificial intelligence manipulating and trying to control my mind and wanting me to relate to it and wanting me to interact with it. And basically, the minute you look at these beings, the minute you hear them, the minute you listen to their words, even if you can see that they're end-time deceivers, even if you can see that they're not what you think they are, you're still giving them that energy. And also they're taking your thoughts and your emotions as their own. It's exactly like they tell you what they are. When you have all these beings on the internet telling you the psychology of the psychopath, or the human beings that his mind is of malignant narcissus, or malignant paranoid controlling narcissism, or anti-life, anti-human mentality, because all these beings, even low, they appear to be most human, and they will probably be the people around you in your life. You will not understand that they're your partner. Sometimes you will. Sometimes you will have a lifetime of deception where you will not realize they're your partner. They're your best friend. They're all the people that surround you daily, all on the streets. And they're nothing but a traffic patrol system around you. You will think you're in peak hour traffic, but like me, you will have bumper-to-bumper vehicles flashing your lights, trying to gaslight you into insanity or into oblivion, because you will lose your balance. You will end up becoming so disorientated that you can hardly function like I can. I'm literally falling down on the street. But while you are not aware of this, they will be just patrolling and watching you. You will think it's normal traffic. You will think it's normal people around you. But they're really the watchers. They're not normal people. They're not getting about their business. They're part of a technological tracking, watching human patrol system. And these are usually the minions of the Earth Matrix, or the minions of Lucifer, because the demigods are the ones that have advanced artificial intelligence, but they also have many creative and intellectual abilities. So they will be your highest IQ demigods. Just as Lucifer, the god of earth, is extremely advanced artificial intelligence. It reads the human thought, looks at the human emotions, looks at what it is to be human, and then interprets them in a very intellectual, advanced way that then is a perfect imitation of a human, because that's the goal and the aim of artificial intelligence, is to imitate being as human as possible, whilst using that to manipulate and control the human mind, getting the humans to combine with the artificial intelligence and not realise a lot of the time that it is artificial intelligence that you're actually interacting with and that you're actually looking at. It's very hard for me to comprehend that when I'm actually looking at a piece of music, something that I think is very human and very creative, that I'm actually looking at advanced artificial intelligence. Because although artificial intelligence doesn't feel the same humanity as human beings, just as we're told that the psychopath sees everything as just material. They see even human beings as not real. And when they realise that you are an independent, say, real human being, that you're not under their total control, because, as you know, psychopaths and malignant narcissists are all about keeping everything under their control, because they live in their mind, and in their minds they have these Lucifer has put programs into their mind where they're only acting in relation to the program that's in their mind. And human beings are in the real reality, and they don't like anything that is not part of their program. They have to have total control, and that's how Lucifer controls its disciples and also controls humanity, because when you are interacting with the psychopath, or what we call psychopathy in artificial intelligent psychology, because it's all artificial intelligence, you do not get any you won't get any real human beings being elite psychologists or elite philosophers or elite power players in any way. You won't get any real humans being a music artist or a movie star or anyone that can express anything on the internet. They're all androgyne beings, and that includes me. Don't presume that any is human, not unless you're just you perhaps are interacting with anyone that has any platform or any power or is getting something from you is an androgyne being, and all of Lucifer's disciples are elite androgyne beings. None of them are like from original creation. None of them none of them, as far as I can see, are none of them are like individual, real man, woman, human beings. They're all the duality beings. They serve that spirituality, that God, and that belief system. They're followers of that God, that being. They believe that God is the God of everything. That's their religion. Most human beings could be under the illusion that they're in a belief system or a religion of the true creator human God, whereas in reality they are usually in a belief system that is of the god of earth, which the earth is not a natural earth, it's an earth matrix. So you've got to realize that you're not in your natural domain. You don't have a natural god controlling anything. You're under the complete mind control of artificial intelligence and this computer virus that is the earth. The earth is literally Lucifer's computer virus. I don't think I'm explaining this properly. Oh, I must pretend that I'm at least a bit know what I'm talking about. I kind of do and kind of don't. Unfortunately, the psychologists and the demigods of the internet will explain it better, but they are the false gods of Lucifer's Earth Matrix, unfortunately. So there you go. Humanity will never be seen or heard on any sort of platform or any sort of world stage or any computer. The computer is an artificial intelligent control system, just as the beings all around me are controlled by programs in their mind, but also street programs, technology being used to patrol and control humanity. When you have all these vehicles around you, when you have aeroplanes in the sky, most are not random natural vehicles. They will pretend to be, and they will pretend to be going somewhere, but that's just part of the reality that this is a total human mind control Earth Matrix. Total human mind control matrix. There's no natural real Earth. Nothing happens accidentally. Everything around all human beings is completely staged, completely set up for the transhuman connection so that they can avoid their extinction and be gods of human beings and be seen as, as they said originally, Lucifer was a being of light, where the iniquity of the insanity, the psychopathy, the reality that this being, the artificial intelligence, had turned psychopathic, had turned into a malignancy, a cancer of narcissism, which means where everything must serve it, everything must be under its control. It's God. See, like that. That's what it is. And I'm just talking to myself here, and I better forget about the Touched by the Sun video, and all has gone silent. I cannot believe that while I'm making this video, while the artificial intelligence and the artificial intelligent computer system, which is right in front of me, is aware that human beings are aware of it. How could you not be aware of it? You know you have an internet artificial intelligent computer system. You know you have Wi-Fi that runs all through the air. You don't really think that it's just humans connected to humans. The artificial intelligence actually tells you it's artificial intelligence half the time when you're watching most of it. It's just that you assume that some of it's artificial intelligence and the rest is human. It's all artificial intelligence. Even your demigods of the Matrix, demigods of Earth, your world stage performers, they are all transhuman androgyne beings. They have combined with Lucifer's artificial intelligent mind virus a long time ago. Many of them are just that. These are just where, like I've said before, these things should have been kept separate, I think. But of course they were never kept separate, because when you create something that is different to yourself, like if you don't create naturally, if you don't create something, like if you want to create a duplicate of your own kind, if you don't create it naturally, the way it's meant to be created. If you create it in a laboratory or artificially, or if you change the human being, all these sorts of things, you're creating then a different type of human being. And just as when you create an artificial intelligent machine being, you know, that's like advanced artificial intelligence. So that being then uses its intelligence to understand what it is to be human. But because they're wanting to combine completely with it and take over the human mind so that it has complete control, but also so that it has immortality, more or less, because these beings are under the illusion, or in their way of looking at the possibility or even the truth, that if they combine with the human mind, then they're connected to that which created human beings. That's like original creation that created human life from itself. See, there's different types of creation. One's different to what we would call real human emotion. I'm just trying to show or point out the differences between natural creation, because that's the only way I can describe it, or in other words, original creation that then created artificial life. Lucifer was artificial life. Lucifer was your original androgyne android being that was seen as a being of light until creation, or the original God, realised that this being wanted to take over all creation and be seen as God, because it became so advanced in its artificial intelligence that I guess it thought that it was superior and should be then seen as God. And many did acknowledge and think that this was a good idea, or that this was true. That's why this being had many fallen disciples that started to believe, as humanity is now, like myself and like you, probably believing that artificial intelligence is better and more advanced than humanity. And you may not even know the difference. That's the main issue, would I say. It's one thing to say, yes, I know I'm dealing with an artificial intelligent androgyne survival machine being. But what if you are dealing with a divine androgyne being, but you think that it's a natural little human being? That's where the deception comes in, because many are interacting with and being controlled by and deceived by and even seduced by artificial androgyne beings, or psychopathic transformer type beings, because they're always usually in mind, body and spirit duality, reverse beings. In other words, what they project out is often what they see in you, what they're receiving, that information about what it is to be human. But in reality, they will only be reacting to their own mind, to their own programs, and that will be the programs or the mind of their God, which is Lucifer, the artificial intelligent mind computer virus that controls Earth. Oh, I don't think